Imagine the earth cracking beneath your feet. Literally. There's no warning sound. There's no sign of the approaching storm. 1 second, everything seems normal, and the next, the world begins to shake. Furniture dances around the room, windows rattle, people scream. The earth makes its presence felt. Brutally. Just a few days ago in July 2025, a powerful earthquake struck Kamchatka. The quake measured over 8 on the Richter scale. The earth shook with tremendous force, and the tremors were felt even in settlements hundreds of kilometers away. Terrified residents fled their homes, and local authorities warned of a possible tsunami. Fortunately, this time, there were no casualties, but this is not an exception that offers peace of mind. It is a reminder that earthquakes are among the most unpredictable and destructive forces of nature. Did you know that about 50,000 micro-earthquakes occur every day? Most of them are so weak that we can't even feel a slight tremor. But every now and then, nature reaches for its more powerful weapons. Earthquakes kill an average of 10 to 20,000 people each year. But in individual cases, this number can reach hundreds of thousands. In 2010, Haiti was leveled by a magnitude 7 quake. Over 230,000 people died. By comparison, it's as if a small town disappeared in seconds. And it's all because of something we can't see: the movement of tectonic plates. The Earth's crust isn't a single layer. It's a mosaic of huge chunks of lithosphere, called tectonic plates, that are constantly moving. The Pacific Plate, for example, moves as much as 9 centimeters per year, the same amount as a fingernail grows in a year. But when these plates lock together, stresses build, until finally there's a sudden release of energy. And then we feel the Earth literally shake. The most dangerous earthquakes occur in so-called subduction zones, where one plate slides beneath another. This is why the ring of fire around the Pacific Ocean is so active. Japan, Chile, New Zealand, Alaska, Indonesia, quakes are commonplace everywhere. And since we're talking about facts, the strongest earthquake in recorded history occurred in 1960 in Chile, with a magnitude of 9.5. The most devastating earthquake and tsunami occurred in 2004, killing over 230,000 people in Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and 10 other countries. The costliest earthquake occurred in Japan in 2011. Approximately 20,000 people died, but property damage exceeded $235 billion. Before we go any further, if you enjoy these kinds of stories and want more fascinating facts about nature, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. It lets us know it's worth creating more content like this. Thanks! Let's get back to earthquakes, because it's a topic that can really get you hooked. Can they be predicted? No, not yet. Seismologists can predict with a high degree of probability where an earthquake might occur, but not when. It's like knowing a spring is taut, but not knowing when it will snap. In some countries, like Japan, early warning systems exist that respond to the first seismic waves, so-called P waves, and can provide a few seconds of head start before the arrival of the more destructive S waves. This is enough to stop trains, shut off gas in buildings, and warn people. But for many regions of the world, especially poorer ones, such systems simply do not exist. In 1975, the entire city of Haicheng in China was successfully evacuated just before an earthquake. Why? Because unusual animal behavior was observed. Snakes emerged from their dens despite the freezing temperatures, dogs barked for no apparent reason, and birds changed flight direction en masse. 3 days later, the earth trembled, but thanks to the evacuation, tragedy was averted. Do animals actually sense earthquakes before humans? We don't have a definitive answer, but a growing body of research confirms that they can pick up subtle signals, changes in the magnetic field, ground vibrations, and acoustic waves. Perhaps one day, science will be able to eavesdrop on them. In 1556, the deadliest earthquake in recorded history struck China's Shanxi province, killing an estimated 830,000 people. At the time, homes were built in caves carved into the sides of clay hills. When the earth began to shake, entire walls collapsed, burying thousands. What about the most seismically active place on Earth? The most seismically active place on Earth is the Ring of Fire, a horseshoe-shaped belt of intense geological activity that stretches for over 40,000 kilometers around the edges of the Pacific Ocean. This region is home to around 90% of the world's earthquakes and about 75% of all active volcanoes. Countries like Japan, Indonesia, Chile, and the west coast of the United States are part of this volatile zone. The tectonic plates in the Ring of Fire are constantly colliding, sliding past each other or diving beneath one another. A dynamic that generates frequent and often devastating earthquakes. It's not just the most active, it's also the most dangerous, especially where dense populations sit right atop major fault lines. Can earthquakes change the course of rivers? Yes. After the 2011 earthquake in Japan, the coastline shifted several meters. Other earthquakes have resulted in river reversals, changes in lake flows, and even the emergence of new springs. Can they speed up the Earth's rotation? Theoretically, yes. In 2004, after an earthquake off the coast of Sumatra, the Earth began to rotate slightly faster. The day shortened by 2.68 microseconds. Not much. For atomic clocks, that's something. Can they be stopped? No. Although this question keeps coming back. Ideas have been floated to relieve the fault with controlled explosions, but their effectiveness is questionable. The Earth is not a machine that can be shut down. Earthquakes aren't exclusive to our planet. Mars, the Moon, and even Jupiter's icy moon Europa also have their counterparts. Hundreds of so-called Marsquakes have been discovered on Mars, helping scientists understand the planet's interior structure. Finally, how to survive an earthquake. Always have an emergency kit ready: flashlight, water, radio, first aid kit. If you are in a building, take cover under a sturdy table, stay away from windows, and wait for the shaking to stop. Don't run upstairs or go outside during an earthquake. This is the most dangerous moment. And if you are outdoors, avoid tall buildings, poles, and trees. You can't predict them, you can't escape them, but you can be prepared. The Earth is shaking, and it will continue to shake. The question is, are we ready for this?